All right, ladies and gentlemen, and we are back. Welcome to another live Pin the Gas podcast, and it's an absolute honor to sit down with my mate and legend Matt Whitney. What is up?
I'm good, Chris. Thank you for having me. How are you?
Fantastic, my friend. Fantastic. Been looking forward for this one for quite a while. We had a great pre-video chat, and here we are, my friend.
Yeah, let's do it.
Absolutely. Yeah, listen, me and you got a lot to talk about, so let's just get into it, right? It is 8 a.m. where I am, 1 p.m. where you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So, dude, like I tell everybody, where's your journey begin on two wheels? Where did it all begin for you?
To be fair, it's not too. It doesn't go a long span. Like I'd never started being young or anything like that. It's the past 5 years is really when I've got into riding a bike. I started road riding, and I soon realised that how I like to ride gets me in trouble quite a lot. So I thought, right, book a track day. We can do as fast as we want on there. And then that was it. Like that first day, hooked. And it wasn't pretty much on that the road bike went. Well, actually, the road bike got converted to a track bike. And after a few track days, I thought, I'm getting pretty good at this. And then, boom, racing started.
I love it, man. A quick transaction, but this is the beauty of motorcycles, right? It don't matter what age or how late or how early you get into it. It changes your life. It completely you fall so deeply in love with it and you don't realize it at the time. And then, a year or two later down the road, you're like, man, it's what a beautiful journey I've had so far, right? Some of them are quicker than others, some of them are longer than others. And you, my friend, you accomplished a lot though in those past 5 years.
Yeah, definitely. Look back at it and think, yeah, why didn't I see this sooner? But I think you also look back at it and think, that's cost me a fortune.
Listen, 100% true, right?
Yeah, that's it. But to be fair, now I couldn't see myself doing anything else. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I think I found something that, like, people say they put on the earth to find something that they love, and being on two wheels is one of mine. Even though I come to it at a late age, I absolutely love it.
100%. And it's completely changed my life and consumed me in ways that I never thought it would, right? So I'm a firm believer, Matt, that motorcycles choose us at whatever age it is. We don't choose motorcycles. The people that choose motorcycles, they're in it for the sport of it, right? Like they're cool. I want to go pick up some chicks. My buddy's got them. Let's just go ride squidding on the street. But the ones of us that the motorcycles reach out and touch us personally, it consumes us. We live it, we eat it, we breathe it, we sleep. It is an absolute lifestyle, right? It's not cool, it's a lifestyle. And with that comes an empty wallet or 5 empty wallet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're like, dude, I need to go to the bank. I need some more money. Like, you can't have no more money. You're like, okay, I'm selling everything. Let's go. I'm going.
That's it. We're living in a trailer with a brand new Fireblade, as long as you got there.
Bro, so when I first started getting into track days and racing, I sold my only vehicle that I had and bought a bicycle and rode my bicycle to school, to work, and all that. I didn't care because I had the money to go racing. Let's go.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's the I guess you call it the sacrifices, but is it really a sacrifice, Matt?
It's not, though, is it? If you love it, it's never going to be a sacrifice.
Absolutely not, right? Yeah, so let me ask you this. You started fairly late. You've accomplished so much in 5 years, right? And it's still going. What are your goals, Matt, in racing? What do you want to achieve?
I want to be on the top British stage. The actual superbike class in BSB, probably a stretch for me now at my age. But if I can get into that stock class and be competitive, that'll be my goal. That's the dream way to be, and we're pushing towards that currently for next year. So we're pushing as hard as we can, learning, soaking up from all these faster riders that I meet along the journey, and just taking information on board, taking skills on board. And there's always someone faster, and whenever there's someone faster, there's always something for you to learn. And that's what I've taken from not racing to racing, from coming off track day thinking I'm going to be the fastest bloke here, to going in my first race and getting my arse handed to me and coming in nearly dead last, thinking, oh shit, there's levels to this game.
Over here in America, my friend, we call it humble pie, right? Like, yeah, listen, we all remember that day. We show up. We're like, dude, everybody. I got everybody covered. It's not a big deal. I'm going to beat everybody. Watch this. You go out there and you look down and you got this fucking huge pie on your tank. You're like, where the hell does this pie come from? Well, that's what you're getting ready to eat. All of that, my friend, right? I feel like people that are in this sport or people that are just getting in the sport, especially for us men, it's hard to put our ego to the side, right? We think that we got to have the biggest, baddest, fastest bike out there, the most shiniest bits and all this to actually learn something and go fast, but that's not the case at all,
No,
I feel like if you approach it in a way to where you leave your ego on the side, you're like a sponge, so you soak it all in and you learn more because you can listen and you don't have that ego right here saying, oh, you're better than everybody, you're faster than everybody, and then you go out there and you just butthurt, disappointed, and you go home, and 9 times out of 10, we both seen it, they don't come back.
No,
right?
That's the biggest thing. Yeah.
We don't need that. What we need in our sport is people to come back, because I don't know how it is over there in the BSB scene right now. I know, of course, on TV it looks pretty full, but over here it's getting kind of scarce. And what I mean by that is if you walk through our paddock, Matt, and you took everybody that's 25 years old and older out of it, who are we left with? It's a handful of kids, and that's it, right? So we need to change that 100%, in order for it to grow. So
that's it. I mean, on the British side of things, you've got some what they call the elder statesmen. Like you've got your Leon Haslam still in there and stuff like that. And like what Leon's doing with the Rocket Rookies, bringing the younger kids up, is amazing. Because when I started, there was no one of these training academies or anything like that, and all of a sudden, boom, it's exploded. Because when you look at the pros now, Brits, far and few in between. There's no top flight British guys up there like there used to be.
Yeah.
But going on to people coming and going along the journey, I think the biggest thing I've taken from along the journey is some of the absolutely amazing people I've met along this way. And that's what splits the difference from any other sport I've taken in. Like when I used to box, and then no one talked to each other in boxing because it was you against one. Each camp was on their own. With bikes, if someone sees you struggling, oh, try this, try that. I'm doing this here. Why don't you try this here? It's like, it's amazing. The camaraderie in biking is next to none. Never experienced anywhere else.
Yeah, it's, I call it our beautiful circus, where you meet friends and family otherwise you would have never met before. And everybody in this beautiful circus, they want to see everybody succeed, right? You're struggling. Hey, I'm in between gears. Does anybody got a 42th rear sprocket I can have? Bro, I got you. Here you go. Hey, borrow it, right? And then you go out there and you kick my ass because now you got your gearing changed, right? But I'm happy for you, right? I'm excited because I helped you out along your journey. That smile you're doing right now is the same smile when we're out there on the track, and it's contagious.
That's it. Yeah, it definitely is. I think a long part of that comes as well, especially when at the club level of racing, you're putting a lot on the line for what basically is self-reward. You're not getting paid for it. You're not doing anything. All the money you're paying out, you ain't going to get a winner's check at the end of it. You get a trophy to take home. I think because we all know what we do is dangerous, even in short circuit racing, how safe it is, how good the marshals are. It's still a dangerous sport. And we're doing it on our own bikes, throwing our own money at it, hopefully getting to that next stage. But still, while we're down here, the payoff's very little. But because we're all doing the same thing, we understand the risk we're taking. And then it's just that everyone coming together and helping. It's just amazing.
Yeah, it's one of the most beautiful things you ever see in your life. I mean, just you feel the energy when you just show up to the paddock. It's like you feel all the love, right? It's not like going to a soccer match or a football match. It's high energy and testosterone and egos, right?
Yeah,
that's what a boxing match. It's UFC. It's egos, right? You feel that tension.
you come to a football soccer match, it's full blown egos. Everyone just, well, it's just all fighting all the time. That's all it's football hooliganism. So it's called.
I
But
like
again,
that.
you never ever see that between teams in motorbikes. You never see that in GP, World Superbikes, all the way down the ladder. You don't get none of that.
Nope, none of it. And again, it's the best way I can explain it to people. I call it our beautiful circus, right? But it's the same circus in BSB, ASBK, WSBK, Japan, all that, right? We're all one beautiful circus, and you meet the most. How do I want to put this? The most there's so many characters within this paddock, right? And in this circus, man. And it's like from one extreme to the other, but everybody again is smiles for miles and they just want to see you succeed. And everybody helps everybody out. It's unlike any other sport in the world. Even the TTs like that, real road racing like that.
100%.
Yeah, it's speaking of that, would you ever do real road racing?
It's not one thing I've looked into. I've got a fair few friends that are doing it, but for me, I'm really wanting to hone my skills on the short circuit. Short circuit for me.
Yeah. He's like, I ain't that crazy.
160 mile an hour.
Oh my God. The Isle of Man TT's hands down my favorite race, period. It's not even a race, event.
Yeah. Yeah, it is literally an event. You can't even call it a race these days. It's a full-blown takeover of one island for 2 weeks. It's unreal.
It's beautiful. It's the most beautiful thing anybody's ever going to see. It's one day it's on my bucket list. I will make that trip.
Oh, you need to go. Yeah, you need to go.
Have you been?
I've not. I've got a lot of people who do it, and I've been invited a lot of times. And to be honest, all the stories I hear about it, I feel like I've been there already. Because when I speak to everyone, obviously a lot of racers here go over there to race. So the stories you hear, I mean, honest to God, I think I could race it now and be pretty decent at it for everything I've heard.
I love it, man. Yeah, it's I find that there's two type of riders. There's ones that I absolutely want to do road racing. There's others that I want to do just short circuit racing, and the ones that do road racing also do short circuit racing, right? But
yeah,
it takes a different mindset and a different approach to racing when you race on the roads or you race short circuits.
Oh yeah, definitely.
To me, every man and woman that do the real road racing, such as the TT, the Macau, the Northwest 200, the Southern 100, Estonia, which they don't even race there no more, but yada yada yada. You guys know where I'm getting at with this. They each and every single one of them are such a legend, absolute legend. It takes a different switch inside here that allows them,
switch or a loose screw. It's one of the two.
right? Where like me and you, we go out here on the public roads and we don't feel comfortable because our confined space is like this, right? Whereas in a short circuit, our confined space is so wide, we feel more comfortable doing those speeds and taking those risks, so to speak, right?
Yeah.
And the ones that do that can what's the word I'm looking for? Can sort it out here and allow them to do this is just amazing. Because I know me, there's times where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try this, and I'm like, okay, Riss, let's do this, and my brain's going, nope, we're doing this. Nope, we're doing this. I'm like, we got to do this. It's yeah. So let me ask you this. Going in, I always call it preparing for battle, Matt. So when you go and it's 15 minutes before you go out, when you put on your leather suit, do you have a certain routine you do?
For me, I tend to I sit down, I go quiet. That's the first thing I do. And then I've started doing a lot of visualization exercises at the minute. So I'll be there and people will be watching me sat in my chair and I'm just doing this, flowing around, thinking what I need to do. And I'm actually timing myself thinking, this is the lap time, this is the lap time, this is the lap time, this is where I need to be at. So that's one of them. And then that's pretty much it. I'm just visualizing what I need to do, mentally preparing for any eventuality that's going to happen. someone's going to have a bad start. I need to duck this way quickly and do things like that. I've worked a lot with like a mental preparation coach and going things like that. And one thing that has helped is the visualization and visualizing different scenarios. What could happen? What if I get a bad start? What do I need to do? If I get a good start, where am I going to head for? Am I going to try and swoop around the out? Am I going to go and block in the inside? Stuff like that, getting prepared. So when it happens, you're not going, oh shit, that's just happened straight in front of me. You've gone, you've dealt with it.
I love it. You're right.
Reactions aren't a reaction, it's just automatic.
Yeah, it's I have a lot of friends that do the same exact thing, right? It's good because you're creating a pathway in a vision, in kind of in muscle memory through visualizing what you want to do, where you want to be at, what points of the track, blah 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 blah. And it's good instead of it just start and then you're just kind of like a deer in headlights, like, oh shit,
you're just reacting, and reactions take time.
Yeah, it does.
And where I got that from, weird as it was, I was watching Pedro Costa back before he come to the GP, and he was sat in his chair and he was literally hanging out of his chair, visualizing everything, because he's got one of the best riding styles ever. And he was just hanging out his chair, and I'm sat watching the telly and thinking, well, he looks an idiot doing that. And then it kind of clicked to me, like, hang on a minute, there's something to this. And then ever since, that's I've done it.
Love it. I love it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a huge advocate of talking about the whole mental side of our game, because it's very much like 80% here, 20% here, right?
That's it. It's like this weekend just gone past, I've been racing at Donington Park, and I had to do a class switch, which put me to the back of the grid. Well, I think instead of to myself saying, oh, I'm at the back, I'll do what I can, I was thinking to myself, I'm going to win this from the back. And I didn't win it from the back, but because I went in with an attitude, I got up to that top 12, top 15 from 40th something in the grid. So I was just pushing because I said to myself I was going to win. So
I love it. You're right. Visualization. It's like, I'm a big advocate when I tell people, if you speak it into existence and you stay positive about it, you can't fail, right? And iron always sharpens iron. You said it earlier, when you go out there and you have a chance to get around, you know, he or she that's just so fast, and you get to sit behind them, whether it's 2 corners, 3 corners, 4 corners, or whatever it is, you study them. This is the trick though, right? Your adrenaline's going so high, you're looking at him and her, you're like, okay, I'm gonna do this next lap, I'm gonna try it. But halfway around that lap, you don't fucking forgot what the hell it was they did, right? Because the adrenaline. And then you got to remind yourself, you're like, oh shit, next lap, I'm gonna try that, right? So to me, that's always was the trick, is separating let's see, the way I need to focus doing what I'm doing, but also having that right here in reserve to when I do come back around to say, okay, let me scoot a little bit further forward or hang less off the bike and put it down more, pick it up, or whatever it was, right?
I call that dress rehearsing.
There you go.
I actually call that dress rehearsing. I know if I'm following a faster rider and I find a spot where I could probably get him, if I can keep with him lap, that lap before, I'll go for a bit of a move. That's the dress rehearsal. Next one, boom, make it stick.
Love it. I'm gonna show you the front wheel, baby, because you know I'm coming.
Yeah, I ain't moving out of the way, so you are.
I mean, that's the, you know, it's. We said it a little bit earlier. You know, I do not like the word dangerous of our sport, right? Because it's got such a bad stigma as it is around it.
Yeah.
But I told this to my buddy because he knows I'm a huge TT fan. He's like, I don't get it. You know, people end up passing away, this and that. I'm like, dude, it's like that in any sport. You skydiving, whatever it is, right? But what people don't understand is you, Matt, me, Dunlop, whoever it is, they accepted those risks a long time ago, right? Even their families accepted those risks. It's right here. They know them. They support it. God forbid anything happens. But when it does happen, if it does happen, what an honor it is to go out that way.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm always looking at the positive side, where I think a lot of the stigma in our sport too is people, when we have a tragedy, they just want to throw shit on it all the time. And like, it's so bad. It's like, no, it's not.
It's not. They knew the risk going in, and if anyway wanted to go, it would have been probably that way. To be fair,
100%.
because if it happens on the island or something like that, 9 times out of 10, it's fast. It's that fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean. And it's almost that Viking mentality where the Vikings want a death by battle. Well, that's what we're doing. If we're going to
100%.
go, we're going to go this way and be honoured by going that way because we're doing something we love. Again, there's no sacrifice.
Bro, this is the name of this podcast, Till Valhalla.
Yeah.
Facts, dude. That is the name of this episode. Love it, dude. Till Valhalla. Dude, I'm a huge Viking fan and the whole history and all that. It's you're right. I never thought of it that way. Viking. I guess I always compared them to kind of Spartans, the Spartan mentality, right? Like
The same thing. Yeah.
it is. What do you do for a living? Who, let's go, baby. Right. Yeah. It's bro, it's so beautiful. So how did you end up knowing Jake Marsh and RD Racing and all that? How did all that happen?
So I was at a track day. I was at a track day at Cadwell Park, and it was ever so funny. I mean, Jake was on his Triumph then, and Jake on that Triumph he's fast. He's fast, and unfortunately, I was holding him up. And Cadwell's a tight knit track, so it's hard to get past. And I think I just had that bit of pace where he didn't want to make a bad move on a general track day. Basically, it wasn't racing or anything like that. So then it was Pete who approached me, and I got talking to Pete, and he says, "Just go behind him and learn a few bits." And I did. And since that day, I've been good friends with the Marshes, all of them. Terry, Pete, Jake, everybody. Yeah.
They're matter of fact, right there's Jake right there.
Yeah. I've got a lot of time for them. I've got a lot of time for Jake, definitely Pete, and Granddad Terry. He's like my granddad. He's unreal. He's a mint.
Yeah, I can't wait. I was trying to come out there this year to Cadwell Park. Next year, I'm going to make it. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to make it this year, but next year I'll be there. So you need to come out there because I'll be with Pete and Jake and everybody else.
We're racing, mate. So yeah, definitely.
Oh, trust me, I'm coming for sure. And one thing I learned though, no black pudding for me. Absolutely not. You guys got me the first trip I come out there. It's not going to happen again, right? And then my buddy was like, yeah, he's like, you want to try white pudding? I'm like, bro, you don't know. I don't want to try no pudding. I am good, but thank you.
Pig's blood. Even I don't like it.
Bro, I didn't. So I arrived in London. He picks me up. He's like, proper English breakfast. Dude, I'm all in. Let's go. And then all of a sudden, dude, he just stops. He's like, have you ever had black pudding? I'm thinking America here, the soft black pudding that's really good. Yeah. I'm like, I love pudding. Who don't, right? And they bring it out, and it's this little disc. And I'm looking at it, and I'm like, what the hell is this? He's like, that's black pudding. I'm like, all right, I'm going to try.
Someone's put like a hockey puck on your plate in it.
Yes, that's what it was. It had like little peanuts and stuff and oats or whatever. I don't know what the hell it was. Anyway, dude, I take this big old bite, and I got about 3 chews in it and immediately spit it out. I was like,
basically
bro, it was the most. He said, I wish I'd have took a picture of your face. And I was like, dude, you got me. You got me. It's not going to happen again. So, yeah, I'm with you on that, man. I am. Yeah, and so the whole Cadwell Park BSB's going there. Is it next weekend?
This weekend, bank holiday weekend for us in the UK.
Right,
so
yeah. I all my friends that's been there and rode on it, such as yourself and Marsh and all that, I always ask this question, bro. What is it actually like doing the mountain? Right? It's not even the mountain too; it's the back section. Because to me, the way I explain it to my friends here in America is like, Cadwell Park is a narrow track, but it's kind of a couple tracks into one. And what I mean by that is down the front straight, left, it's wide open, it's super fast, it's blind corners. You got to know the track, you got to know the lines, you got to know where you want to put the bike to make the exit you need to make coming down the hill, back straight, yada, yada, yada. But when you come to the mountain course, everything, it just seems like it narrows up even more. And it's so slow going in, and you come up over the jump. And once you land in the jump, it gets kind of like a TT style as track, meaning the trees and everything are literally this close. The tire walls are this far away from you. You're not really going that fast, and all the fans are literally, I could almost reach out and grab you and touch you as you guys come by, right? Man.
It's one of them. As soon as you come through the gooseneck, it gets tight. So you come around Chris Curve, you're coming out Chris Curve, you're literally full chat, Chris Curve, the bike's moving, you're coming in, you're on the side of the tyre, you've got to get it stopped because you're coming to the gooseneck. So it's right, left chicane, down a hill. As soon as you start coming down the hill, it seems like it goes from this, boom, to this country road. From there onwards, it's so tight. And like you said, you launch over the mountain, but the landing from the mountain as you go over is not straight, it kinks. So if you get it wrong, you've just got grass. And then you've got that bit of grass to try and do what you can to stop it in the big wall. So you've got to line it up perfectly. And they've resurfaced the mountain not so long ago. So it hasn't got as much of a kicker on it now. You still get airtime on it if you hit it right and fast enough. But it's one of them where you kind of go, you don't go out the corner line to line. You come out and try and get back over the middle so you can straight line it towards Hall Bends. Yeah. And like you say, you go through Hall Bends down through the trees, you can literally look and see someone stood there watching you. It's a crazy track. It's a crazy track. It's a very unique track that if anyone comes to the UK to ride bikes, they need to do that track.
100%.
So you will look at the mountain and think, it don't look that bad. But when you're at the bottom of the mountain coming up, you're like, holy shit. I can remember my first time coming over the mountain. It was just a track day, and I was on a Panigale, I think. And I come over thinking, this is easy. And honestly, as I come over the top, didn't expect it. I had my legs off the bike. I was everywhere.
That'd be me. I'd be like, oh shit. Yeah, it's yeah, well, see, I was there in 23, and when I was standing at the bottom of the hill looking up as they was coming out that chicane to the right, I noticed that there were two paths people were taking. One, if you stayed more to the left, it was more of a smoother transition to where you really didn't jump. If you stayed to the right, especially Josh Brooks, man, he would hit that thing and his rear tire was like this far off the ground, and I was just standing there going, holy shit, dude, you got to be kidding me, you know? As far as the setup of the motorcycle for Cadwell, is it one of those tracks because the jump is so unique that you got to not base the lap around obviously the jump, but the chain slack? Is that something you got to base around the jump?
You see a lot of chain popping off. It happened to Hickey last year, I think. His chain popped off there. But to be fair, I mean, you don't really set the bike up for the mountain because in the whole entirety of it, the mountain is that one little section. Yep. But yeah, you need to make sure that chain slack is that little bit tighter. Yeah, you don't want to be going out there because some people like a looser chain because they think it frees it up a little bit. But yeah, you definitely want just that little bit of adjustment where it's not so much a piano string, but it's not far off.
Yeah. Yeah, I seen a couple, I think two chains break or one come off, the other one come off, then I seen like two wrecks there while I was there, right.
Yeah. I mean, when the wreck happened at the mountain, because it's blind as well, it can be a big pile up. It can get quite nasty, to be fair, as well.
People don't understand, you know, we watch tracks on TV, right? Coda, whatever, Magello, whatever it is, but until you're there and you physically see all the undulations and how steep the hills and all that is and how blind the corners really are, then you totally get the grasp of it. And you're right. You stand at the bottom of that mountain jump, you can't see over it at all.
No, not at all.
No. It's even hard if you're standing on the inside of the jump, which is where I was, right? So that they would be coming round to my left and then coming up in front of me over the mountain this way. You still couldn't hardly see anything.
Yeah. The blindness and the narrowness is just for that track. It's unreal. It's like you mentioned, Kota. The track is probably no wider than the pit lane at Kota. The entirety of the track. That's the best way to explain it.
It was funny you say that because I remember when I went, I think it was a Wednesday I showed up. A mate of mine brought me out there. It was a track day going on. Or it might have been a Thursday. And I remember, dude, I go over there and I was like, dude, is this the track? They're like, yeah, this is the track. I thought it was pit out or pit in. I'm like, well, are you kidding me right now? They're like, nah, bro, this is the track. And I was like, dude, it's literally this wide. I was like, oh shit. Again, it's one of those things that, and then I went to Brands Hatch. It's total opposite at Cadwell Park. Cadwell's this wide, Brands Hatch is this wide, fast, flowing. It's
It's a spectacle track that is Brands Hatch. It's an absolutely beautiful track.
It absolutely it is. I remember
they're coming through the pit. Well, it's not a straight. Coming through the home straight, it's like coming through a coliseum because everything's just banked. It's an amazing feeling coming through there because again, you're coming through. You're on the side of the tire, as much power as you can give it, and everything's just moving. You're just moving everywhere. It's just amazing.
Love it, man. I love it. Let me ask you this: what do you think about Glenn Irvin fucking jumping ship and going to Yamaha?
Hey, it's a good move. So I'm actually friends with the owner of OMG, David Williams. Actually raced with him, and I knew as soon as he took over that team, there'll be some big moves because I know how passionate he is with what he does and stuff like that. There's a bit of method in the madness to what he's done. I think again, this is my take on it. Nothing official, but I've got a feeling that team was switching to Ducatis before the season's end. That's why Glenn's there, I think. There's a whole plan come around it, and we'll all find out what the grand scheme of it, should we say, towards the end of the season.
I love it. I think when I read the news, I was like, well, what? And then I got to thinking about it, and I was like, that's a good move. Because there's a bigger agenda going on behind that. People get wrapped up in the initial shock of, oh, they did this. Like Scott Redding leaving World Superbike going to BSB. But there's a whole nother agenda behind that. It's not I'm leaving there and I'm going here and that's it. That's not it at all, right? So and bro, what an honor it is to have Scott back in the championship. It's
absolutely amazing. It's not only to have his talent there, but it's to have his character there. The character of Scott Redding is absolutely second to none, and I'm a massive fan of Scott Redding. He's got one of the best riding styles I've seen. I mean, every time I've watched him at Donington Park, I'm just sat in awe because everywhere he's elbow down, decking his elbow everywhere. He's absolutely, and when you speak to him as well, he's such a down-to-earth guy. He'll tell you everything and everything. He'll sit telling you stories of things he's done from his MotoGP days to when he was club racing. He's a top guy. He is.
Yeah, I haven't had the honor to meet him. So next year when I come out there, hopefully he'll still be in BSB. And
then with the BSB team moves, with obviously Glenn going to OMG and stuff like that, it's just there's so much excitement because again the racing's at BSB level is so close. I think at Thruxton, 0.8 of a second was separating first from 20th. It was unreal. Absolutely unreal.
I tell everybody it's the best race. It's the best production racing in the world. 100%. I say it all the time. For me, it's Alaman TT, BSB, and then below BSB, everything else is on equal terms. Moto America, World Superbike, MotoGP.
I've got to say, obviously, being biased 100%, but we've got the best domestic series in the world.
100%. 100%.
The bikes have to be ridden. There's no traction. There's no launch control. There's no wheelie control. That bike has to be pedaled as best as the bloke sat on it can.
Yep. That's why I love it so much. It's old school, proper way of racing, right? Where this is your anti-wheelie, your traction control, your right foot is also your anti-wheelie traction control. You're climbing on the tank, still trying to get hard on the gas, dragging the rear brake, pushing it down.
Yeah, that's it. And like again, going back to Scott Redding, when he come back, he says it was such an adjustment, thinking, shit, usually I can just go, bump, the bike will sort it out. If he did that when he's back, he's gone. He's off the bike. And then he said in an interview, he says, how much grip you actually have on them bikes with them Pirelli tyres now. You can just go whack. It'll move, but it won't go anywhere. They're not trying to spit you off. Like at the Brands Hatch, says he needed more power. He actually turned the bike down, anticipating for the lack of traction, just because he wanted to go whack. But he says next few races, he wanted more and more and more and more because he could see that even the Yamahas are pulling away from the Ducatis. That's how much he turned the bike down.
You know, it's funny you say that, man, and I say it to people all the time. You know, again, part of this stigma of the sport is people think, "Oh, I need the 240 horsepower." I'm like, bro, Jake Gagne, right? Cam Bobier, Glenn Irvin, all these racers from around the world. I was like, do you realize that they turn down the power on those bikes to make those fast lap times? They're not using all that power. It's impossible because the tires can't take it. They
That's
probably
it.
can, maybe for a half a lap or a lap, and that's it.
That's
right?
it. I don't think I might be wrong, but from the teams I've spoken to in the BSB, the bikes don't have full power till fourth gear anyway. It's all turned down.
And people think about this full power to fourth gear, so that means you're already well over 100 miles an hour. And when you do use full power, it's like literally 1 or 2 seconds. That's it. Right.
That's
and then
it.
as soon as you roll off, get in the braking area, get on that throttle again, down gear, it restricts it. Right. So my whole mode of thinking with everything me and you just talked about is, you know, I'm always trying to figure out ways to keep the cost of the sport down. Right. Like, do we really need motorcycles that make 240 horsepower or not even using it? I would love to see it go back to, you know, maybe 180 horsepower max, right? And hardly any electronics, which you guys already do. I'm talking about us in general in America, right? Now you keep the cost down because you don't have to have that $20,000 electric system, you know, electronic package. And now I don't have to pay $100,000 for the engineer just to run it because I have no fucking clue what I'm doing. You have no clue what you're doing, right? You need that person to do it. So now you eliminate that. And the team save a lot of money, right? And they could put it towards other things.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's what we're starting to see as well. Like, obviously, the prototype racing MotoGP, we know how much them bikes costs, multi-million-pound bikes. But soon they're coming down to 850cc. There's going to be no rear aero, no ride-out devices. So I think they are trying to actively cut the costs. I think that's where it needs to go, no, because everything's just so expensive these days. And for like your average club racers, like we said on the pre-video before this, there's a lot of talent out there that can't be shown because they can't afford to be seen. And that's the worst bit of this sport, to be fair.
I agree, 110%. You know, we've lost a lot of Valentino Rossi's and Mark and Pedro Costas just because of the money.
Because the money wasn't there. That's it. Yeah. And there's a lot of it. You hear a lot of stories, and you see a lot of kids on club racing. They're on these, what we call a clapped out bike, where it looks like it's going to fall apart. But you can't catch him. You can't stay with him. There's that much talent. It's unreal. And you just think to yourself, God, if they had the budget to have something decent, they'd be up there, man. They'd be sailing for the moon.
Yeah.
It'll be a superstar. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
You know, that is the yin and the yang of our sport, but it's still beautiful to see. You know, it's one thing that I would love to do if I ever hit the lotto, man. I would love to go up to a family, like 1 or 2 families, and be like, look, we're going all in, right? I want to do the whole adventure, the whole journey, and provide you everything you need to succeed. You know, that's one thing. Again, we talked about it earlier. All the puzzles, all the pieces of the puzzle got to fall into place. Dude, Matt, you could be the freaking way faster than Mark Marquez, but if all the other pieces don't come in, it don't matter.
We'll never know.
It don't matter, right? So,
and this is part also, like I said again on the pre-video we did, where next year I'm wanting to put a team forward for BSB to help support younger riders to get them noticed. And we've already got plans afoot. We've already got bikes in the pipeline to come to the team. So, yeah, we're going to try and help out to get the start that I never got because I come in late. But if I'd have started earlier in life, I probably wouldn't afford to get where I am today. So once I've had the financial backing. And a lot of that comes down to my parents and the business we're in and what we've started before this. But now we're in a position where we could probably help some younger lads who, again, have got the talent, I've seen the talent, but they can't progress forward due to budget.
Yeah.
But that's where we want to do. That's where we want to start helping now.
I love
We
it.
want to be pushing people forward and getting people noticed. And yeah, I'm going to ride myself for the team because why wouldn't I? I'm going to try and catch him.
Right. Right. And you're like, dude, today I'm getting ready to eat all this humble pie. I'm hungry anyway. Let's go. Yeah. It's
But you beat me, I'm not buying you no more tires.
Oh, I love it, dude. It's but what you're doing, Matt, and in the way giving back to the sport to help it continue and grow, that's what we need, you know. So bravo, congratulations, nothing
Thank
but
you very
love,
much.
man. It's absolutely amazing to hear, you know, because you know, over here in America, the paddock, and I already said it, is kind of scarce. If you took, you know, the 25-year-old and older out, you got a lot of kids left with. What's it looking like over there where you guys are?
To be fair, we've got a wide spectrum of age groups that race, even really older boys. They're still doing it and they're still fast. I mean, over here we've got Mike Edwards. He's been going for years and years and years, and he is still rapid on a bike. And
Mike
there's still people.
Edwards.
Yeah, Spike. I mean, I've coached him from Spike. I have one-to-ones with him on the phone and stuff like that. And the knowledge is unreal to take from them. But it's one of them in the UK where a lot of the old boys will not like today's bikes because today's bikes can ride themselves, basically. They're on about, we have to adjust the carbs, we have to do all this, we have to do all that. And some of them are saying, what's a carb?
That's what I'm going to say. What the hell's a carburetor?
I had them for breakfast. What's a carb?
Is that what you put pasta sauce on?
Yeah. Yeah, my mum thought I should be scared of carbs.
That's hilarious. You're right. You know, it's everything's evolved. And to me, it's like it evolves so quick.
Oh, yeah.
It's to me, Matt, I don't know. You tell me how you feel on this. So, like, to me, the way the technology is now, I feel like it takes away some of the natural ability to ride a bike without the electronics, because we said it earlier, you know, we're so used to, you know, it's hard when you have all this electronics for your data guy to say, look, bro, when you're in fourth gear and you're in this corner, you need to do this. Instead, you do this, right? But once you wrap your mind around doing this, now I fully trust electronics, not my skill, the electronics. So now I feel like the way our sport's going is an engineer sport like F1. It's not a rider sport no more.
That's it. And that's what technology does. Technology, like, again, it's like that yin and yang we just said with the sport in general. It has its huge benefits where we see these crazy lap times and the spectacle's amazing. But then the talent side of things, it costs you a fortune to run them electronics, to learn them electronics. People can't afford to do it. So if we bought, I don't know, classes back where there was no electronics, like BSB is doing, there's still a lot of engineering side to it, a lot of data side to it, a BSB bike still. But you haven't got these competitors, racers saying we can't get the electronics right. We can't get the electronics right. Because 9 times out of 10, World Superbikes, Top Rack has a bad day. The first thing he says, yeah, the engine braking's off. It's like, well, no one ever worried about engine braking 5 years ago.
It totally changed the game. It really did.
So stuff like pushing forward, like you said, the lap times are crazy. What the bikes can do and the riders can do on them bikes, absolutely crazy. And the amount of trust you can put in them systems is unreal. For instance, even my bike, I ride a new Fireblade, and I've actually got my head around the electronic side of things with doing a lot of homework, and I ride that bike on the electronics all the time. I wouldn't be able to ride it if I didn't have it. That's the thing now.
So with you saying that, how hard was it for you to, you know, because you had a fair late start into it, right? So all the electronics was already there. You didn't have the carbureted bikes where I'm adjusting the needles and the main jets and the pilot jets. I've been there, right? I know. You going in there, was it hard for you to wrap your head around the whole electronic thing?
Yeah, I mean, starting very, very minor. I started on an R1. 2017 R1 I started on. And again, even though it was today quite a basic bike, there was still a lot to it. There was wheelie control, there was anti-slide control, there was traction control, torque request and everything like this. So to get your head around it, you're thinking, God, I think the best thing I did was turn everything off, see what he did, and then start gradually bringing things back into where I wanted it. And that's what I say to a lot of people who can't get their head around stuff. Turn everything off, go out on it. Don't go crazy, but feel what the bike's like. Start getting quicker and quicker. When you start to feel that slip, come back in, put a bit in. Then all of a sudden that slip's gone, you're going quicker again. But then you get to the really, really in-depth side of it, like going into the full kit looms and ECU race kits where you need a laptop to do anything on the bike. You can't do anything via this bike no more. It has to be plugged in on a cable, laptop. That's when it gets really complicated, and that's where the big money gets spent, to be fair.
I was going to say, that's when it gets real expensive because you're like, mate, I need your help. I have no idea. I could plug it in, but I don't know what all the squiggly shit is right here. Like, what is this?
Luckily, I've learned how to do it, and I've actually helped Jake with his as well. I've done his. And so anyone asks me with stuff like that, I'm like, yeah, I can do that. Blah, 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 blah. What do you want it to do? When do you want it to do it? What corner do you want to do it at? I can do it now. So I'm going to start charging for sending some invoices.
So listen, everybody, listen, if you get an invoice in the mail from Matt, you already know what time it is. And pay that shit, right? Tell him, Matt, pay that. Yeah, let's go. Yeah. I love it. Dude, bro, would you ever consider coming to America and doing around in Moto America? A good mate of mine, Luke Allen. He's over here, right? From BSB GP2 class.
Yeah, if the opportunity ever come, I'd be there straight away.
Yep.
Straight away, I'd love to.
Let me see what I could do, because I'd love to have you out here, man, for a round for sure. Get you out here, eat some American food. No black, we have black pudding, but it's nothing like yours. I promise, right? You will like this one for sure. Yeah. We'll listen. We're coming up on an hour already on this. I told you it's gonna go by super fast, right? So after this podcast ends, just stay on with me for a minute. We're gonna go ahead and schedule our part 2. So I kind of want to transition into the other part of the podcast now, where we get to know Matt away from the racing and all this stuff. Okay. So the first question I want to ask you, bro, is what's for dinner tonight?
For tonight, I think for me, it's going to be beef and rice. I'm stick to a diet. There's nothing tight on that front. I mean, going back out of racing now, I was a competitive bodybuilder for a number of years. And that kind of lifestyle's become a habit. It's hard to get out of it. So I keep myself in good shape, look after myself. I try not to get too heavy now because it hinders me on the bike. But
so you being a bodybuilder, now you're racing, you see I need to, and I'm sure it's very tricky for you. I need to obviously have that core strength to hold on to the bike and muscle it around, but I don't need to be as muscly, which adds weight.
That's it, yeah. And to be fair, you could have all the muscles, but riding a bike uses different muscles. And it might sound weird, but you're using muscles you never used in the gym before. You can do all the squats, all the bench pressing, anything in the gym, you can do that. Until you're Mr. Olympia, you get on a bike, you're thinking, why is this so sore?
You wake up the next day, you're like, oh my God, are you kidding me right now?
Yeah, bike fitness is a real thing.
That's why they say seat time's the best time, right? And to me, speaking of that, I tell people if you really want to learn, obviously get coaching, ride small bikes, but do endurance racing, right? I'm a huge fan of endurance racing because you have one bike. We got Matt, we got me, and we got X, Y, and Z that's also going to ride. So we got 3 riders, but the bike's not set up for anybody in particular. The clip-on set at a certain angle where I might like mine wider, you might like your elbows in more, and the rear sets, and the whole ergonomics of it. But when you're on that bike and you're racing with 2 other teammates where the bike's not specifically set up for you, you are changing your riding style. You're changing the way you approach the corners, the way you brake to go fast, right? But at the time you don't realize it, you're learning so much. And then when you get on your bike that's set up for you and you're comfortable, you're like, shit, I know when a half a second faster. How? Because you're doing a shit ton of endurance racing on a bike that's not set up for you.
That's it, yeah. I mean, for that, in UK, endurance racing, you don't use one bike, you actually use your own bike. You swap the bikes through.
Oh, okay.
And that's how it works in the UK. And we do that as well. So we've I think the last one I did was a 6-hour endurance race, which was good fun, a lot of seat time. And like you said, again, it's just bike fitness. But one thing it does do, if you have to have a long stint because you've had problems with a teammate, it does you for the next day.
Oh my God.
The next day, you best hold on.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
All right. Tell us something we don't know about you.
Oh, God. I'm a massive into gaming. I'm a huge geek. I'm literally one of the biggest geeks you'll ever meet.
So what's in the console?
So if console, whoa, we've got a gaming PC, brother.
He's like, PC, baby. What are you talking about?
Gaming PC. We don't do console. Even though we have got consoles, this is a full-blown gaming rig, brother.
I love it. I love it. Well, what are you playing?
Yeah, so at the minute I'm playing. I play a lot of Ride, a lot of MotoGP. But me and my partner, we also play games like World of Warcraft. That's how geeky we are. Stuff like that. Yeah, and she's into the same thing. She rides bikes. She games as well. So we're a perfect fit for each other.
I love it. I love it. I got a console. Yes, I do. I got a PS5, and yeah, I play Ride 5, Ride 4, MotoGP. Yeah. There's other games I play, of course. You know, Call of Duty. I've been a big nerd with Assassin's Creed's game, of course. I can't wait for the
Call of Duty. I'm banned from. I can't play Call of Duty. I get too much rage for Call of Duty.
I know there's a story behind that too.
No, I banned myself. That's how bad it was.
Okay.
I literally once, like for instance, I was playing. I'm getting killed, and I just went snap in half with the controller.
He was like, "Yeah, I got to walk away from this one." Yeah. I love it, man. I love it. Are you a coffee drinker or a tea drinker?
Coffee. Too much coffee as well. Too much coffee. I mean, I should really nick it down because we looked in the dishwasher. It's only me who drinks coffee in the house, and one day there were 9 cups in there.
And that was 2 days. And that was only after 2 days, right? Like,
yeah. There were none in the morning, and when I come to put the dishwasher on at the night, there was 9 cups in there, and it's only me who drinks coffee. I'm thinking, might have a bit of a problem here.
Just a wee bit of one, right? Yeah. So my wife's the same way. I get up, I have like 1 or 2 cups, and literally it's like 30 minutes before she go to bed. I'm like, "What are you doing?" She's like, "I'm making a cup of coffee." I'm like, "What?" Like that would keep me up. I can't do that.
I can't operate without my coffee. I literally have probably 2. One within half an hour of each other in the morning, easy.
I love it, man. I love it. Yeah. Everybody knows that, I listen to a shit ton of audiobooks. Is that something you do too as well? Is there anything you can recommend to anybody?
Yeah, I mean, I listen to a lot of I have one at the minute. I was listening to some Star Wars audiobooks and like the story of Palpatine and stuff like that. Stuff like that. I love all that stuff. I mean, in here I've got Star Wars collection, crazy. I've got helmets on the wall and everything.
I'm a Star Wars nerd myself. Me and my son, we're Star Wars people, man, all the time.
This round, I'll be able to show you if you don't mind.
Yeah.
So I've got
all the helmets. I love it, man. Yeah, I'm Star Wars growing up for me was just like the best thing ever, right? And so naturally when I had a kid, I introduced him to Star Wars, and we go to all the Star Wars movies. I got a shit ton of lightsaber. Like I'll spend $400 or $500 on a lightsaber, right? Let's just be honest. It's I got plenty of them. They're actually all there in Rossi's room right now, and I'm a nerd when it comes to Star Wars, right? It's
because people see me and they think, like in America, they call me a jock because I'm like 6'1", 240, 17.5 stone.
It's a big boy.
Nicest person you'll ever meet, and probably the geekiest person as well.
Yeah, I'm a big nerd when it comes to that. It's the whole fantasy thing. It's funny because I'm actually my buddy recommended this one Star Wars book. Let me. It's in my library that I hadn't started listening to yet. It's about Thrawn. That's it.
Throne, yeah.
Yep. This series of books right here.
Yeah.
So I already downloaded them. I just hadn't started listening to them yet.
The Power of Two.
Huh?
The Power of Two.
Power of Two.
It's a story about how the Sith only become a master and apprentice.
I'm writing that down so I can add it to my collection.
Great audio.
Yeah, I'm a nerd when it comes to audiobooks, man. It's too easy and convenient. You learn so much, right? It takes you. I feel like sometimes when I listen to an audiobook, I can close my eyes. I almost basically not make it my own story, in a sense, kind of do that.
Yeah.
Where when we watch it on TV, it's what they're doing, right?
Yeah, watching the action, you're watching everything, the CGI and everything.
Yeah.
For me, listening to audiobooks, I can still. I don't read a book because I'm sat down too long, and I'm like, I'm getting antsy, want to do something. But if I put headphones in and listen to an audiobook, I can still be wandering around doing stuff, and I'm still taking it all in.
Yep, I'm the same way.
Can't we audiobooks?
As far as podcasts go, do you listen to any podcasts at all?
Yeah, so there's a training one I listen to. That's called Bro Chat. That's like a bodybuilding podcast that I still listen to now and then. And then obviously yourself. Listen to that one, obviously. Yeah, and then obviously Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan's a massive one to listen to. Some of the stuff, ideas and the stories from Joe Rogan's unreal.
Yeah, it's I listen to him, Danny Walker, of course, my mate Dave Neal over there, Off Track Podcast, right? Yeah, Chasing the Race.
Yeah,
is a staple, right? To me, it's one of the funny. So real quick, I went when I was in Cadwell. Me and Dave Neal were walking, and I see this guy. He had a Chrissy Rouse hat on, and I was like. So I went up to him. I was like, mate, where did you get the hat? He's like, oh, I ordered it online. I was like, man, I've been looking around. Hopefully they had one here because I wanted to get one. So he was on a pedal bike, right? He's like, yeah, no, I ordered it. I was like, okay, thanks. So he takes off on his pedal bike. Next thing I know, I get a tap on my shoulder and it's him. And I turn around. He's like, hey, mate, I just got to ask you a question. I was like, what's that? He's like, is that you that Pin the Gas podcast? I was like, it is. He's like, oh man, that's awesome. Blah, blah, blah. Right. We started talking. I was like, thanks so much for all the love and support. Right. Next thing I know, again, he turns around and takes off. Right. And I'm looking at him because I'm like, see you, mate. And then he stops and he comes right back to me and he takes off his Chrissy Rouse hat and he gives it to me. And I take off my Pin the Gas podcast hat and I give it to him. So we exchange hats. Dude, I was like, bro, this is mega, right? It was absolutely amazing. So yeah, those are the type of people you meet in that beautiful circus unexpectedly. You know, it's I still have the hat. It's over here in my hat collection somewhere, and I wear it. It's yeah, man.
Goes to show how well the bike community is. Even if it's road riding, racing, it's just one of them communities that just always everyone just gets on.
Yeah, and then I turn around. There's fucking Gary Johnson. I was like, what's happening? Are you
Johnson before you're getting ready for TT?
Right? It was man. Yes, sir. Bro, are you a spicy food guy?
Yeah, I'm not mega spicy where I'm like chewing Carolina Reapers, but I don't mind a bit of spice. Like when the was it the one challenge that was all big. I didn't dare take that one on.
No,
no, because I saw the videos. I was like, people are literally like,
you're like, I want no part of that.
And I was like, I'm fine. I'll just watch you like do it.
I've done the one chip challenge. Matter of fact, I'm getting ready to order 2 because I just had the 2025 Twins Cup Moto America champion on the podcast the other day, Alessandro DeMario. Last year we was talking about it, so I'm gonna order the chips. We're gonna do the one chip challenge. I'm gonna do it live. I'm gonna stream it live at the end of the races on Sunday, and yeah, it's gonna be.
I'll ask you then, does it feel as bad as it looks?
You know, To be honest with you, I like really hot, spicy stuff. So when it comes to that, it just depends. Sometimes it's worse eating it and not so bad coming out. Sometimes it's not that bad going in, but coming out, you're just absolutely just tore up, crying, sweating. Yeah, yeah, just screaming. It's yeah. That's part of the game we play, right? To me, it's like when I really want to burn myself up and I just want that heat, it's adrenaline rush like you've never felt before. You get this high euphoria that is unmatched. It's like when you're sitting on the grid and the helmet visor comes down, that adrenaline dump where everything, nothing matters. Like I'm gonna die for this shit, right? Because that's where you're at when you're on the grid. That's how much you want it. That same rush of adrenaline dump you get, and it's hard to explain. It's almost to the point to where your whole body goes numb. It's it's mental. You should try it sometime, right? The next day it's not so good, but yes.
You're not convincing me.
but again, that's the yin and the yang of anything. You know what I mean? You always got the negatives with the positives, otherwise nothing would ever work.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's definitely different. I tell you that now. So, but yeah, it's a fun time, man. You should try it. Let me ask you this: what's your go-to karaoke song?
Karaoke song, "Living on a Prayer."
Love it, dude.
Yeah,
living on a prayer, dude. What is? I usually sing Sublime, something Sublime.
And then because I'm quite a bit of a metalhead, it's either I'm either singing probably some Slayer song that no one knows or something like that.
I love it. I love it. Bro, what's the one superpower you wish you had?
Flight. 100%. It's so cliche because everyone goes through it, but flight, because it's just how easy would life be?
Yeah, I would. I thought about this question when I started asking it. And my answer actually changed over the years of me doing this, but it's been the same for the past probably 6 months. Is, dude, I would love to do teleportation. Like I could be like, Matt, mate, check it out. I'm gonna be in game studio right now in like 10 seconds. I grab my setup, boom, I'm there. Okay, I'm going home. Boom, I'm back home. Right. So it's kind of like flying, but instant in a way, sort of.
Yeah. But if you had to pick one or the other, would you miss out on all the scenery you're getting as you're coming towards where you want to go?
That's true. So now that you said that, I didn't think of it in that way. Yeah, I would probably fly because you get to
see the journey be enjoyed just as much.
Yeah, and it's funny you say that and how true that is, because I tell everybody it's not the destination, whether you're going to the track, life, whatever it is, it's the journey. That's what it's all about, is the journey. Because at the end of the day, we're all reaching the same fucking destination, right?
Yeah, so you could teleport, be there instantly, but then you've missed out on everything along that way.
Yeah, so you know what? I retract my answer. You're absolutely right, because I didn't think of it like that. So right now, live on this podcast, I retract. It's flying for me too. So yes, thank you. You're right. All the beautiful stuff you wouldn't see along the way. You're right.
Beautiful things out there. You don't want to miss out on any of it.
100%, man. 100%. Do you have any kids?
2.
Love it, man. How old?
Jackson. 13 and 9.
Mine's 12.
Bro,
look, 13 and 9 going on 30, right? Because they know everything.
Yeah, I've literally tried my hardest to sit them on a bike and get them on 2 wheels, and nope, they won't have it.
It's funny. My son was born. He PW50 before he's even born. He had a little Strider bike, the little balance bike. He loves to go to the races and he'll watch races with me. But when we're at home, it's like, I'm just not interested. So I don't ever push him, right? Even though he'll get on the back of my bike and we'll ride on the street every once in a while. And it's fine. I always tell him like this: look, whatever you're into, I'm going to fully support you. I want you to have some type of passion in your life. I think that's what most people are missing in their life, is a passion like me and you have for motorcycles, whether it's drawing, crochet, cricket, tennis, whatever it is. I believe that if everybody had a passion that they were so deeply in love with, like we are, the world would be a happier place.
Yeah, and it's like you said at the start of this, like motorbike racing found us,
Yep.
kind of thing. And for them, like the kids and stuff, mine, you won't push them because you wouldn't want them to hate it to the point where you're trying to cram it down the throats. You're going to ride this bike. You're going to ride this bike, like some parents do, unfortunately. And they just start wanting it and hating it.
Yeah.
So if some of the passionate in, they'll get 100% support from me. That's all I can say. Definitely.
Me too, man. It's like, you know, I've seen it on the kids level. We have an organization, SFL Mini GP, which is one of the best organizations we have out here as far as getting the future legends of our kids in the sport, right? But going to track days and just being involved and around, man, I see where a lot of the times, you know, the parents make a mistake because they want to live vicariously through their kids, right?
Yeah,
and
that's exactly it. Exactly it.
You know, and I see the transition from where the kid's like so pushing against his dad or his mom that they're not having fun and they're not happy no more, right? But on the flip side of that, I see the parents that are deeply in love with the sport and deeply in love with their child, where they give them, they stay away, they help them as much as they can, but it always comes to a point to where along that journey, a dad can only help his son or his daughter in this game, but so much where they got to rely on a team to come by and push them the further the rest of their journey along the way, right? But as a parent, I see that where as a dad, when they gotta, you know, I put a post out the other day, you know, the hardest thing about being a dad is training our kids to live without us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Same thing. And it's like you're training your kid and give them all the knowledge you have as far as two wheel goes. Dad can only take his son or daughter but so far, right? And then once you reach that point, you're basically handing them off to you or her, and then you take them under their wing and you push them even further. But that transition for a dad, man, it's a difficult transition.
The way I've always spoke about it is that there's a start line. Everything has a start line, basically. So me and my two boys at this start line, put them in a long corridor. At the end of this corridor, there's a door. I said, I'm going to walk you all the way up to that door, and I'm going to open that door for you. But as soon as that door's open, it's your turn to walk through that door. And that's it.
Yeah, it's a good way. Yeah. And you start your own corridor with your kids. You'll walk them down that hall and go to that door. Yeah, man, I love it.
It's always going to be, even if it takes 10 years to get down this hallway, I'm going to walk you all the way. But as soon as I open that door, the rest of the way is yours.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Love it, man. I love it, dude. It's you know, I tell people, man, being a dad is like, it's changed my life. It changed not only mostly the way I think right here, right? And then the way I approach things. And it's been huge, man, for sure. Dude, do you have any hidden talents we don't know about?
I can fall off a bike quite good.
We all can do that, right?
And that's out there, that is. Hidden talents. God, you got me thinking now. I don't think I have, to be fair. Not that I'd call it, I don't know, no.
All right. Well, think about it. We'll save that for part 2 for sure. Yeah, that's hilarious. Listen, dude, is there anything in particular on your bucket list that you want to do while we're still here?
While I'm still here, God, yeah. So the big one for me is, well, to go back to the bikes again, is the bucket list race would be to be in that British Superbike scene. That's the big one. That's the big one for me. But another one for me as well is having a successful team. That's one of my goals. That's on my bucket list now, having a successful team and bringing young talent up. I think because there's only so far I can go at my age now with bike racing, but I can still do a lot more for the sport. So for me, it's enjoying life, giving other people chances.
I love it. I love it. Dude, so I'm going to tell you, my friend, vision and goals you have to get in your journey in racing yourself, man. I hope you achieve them 10 times over. And next year, you will be lined up on that BSB grid, my friend. 100%. I have nothing but faith in you. And as far as is the other things you're going, starting a team, helping kids out, putting towards the future of our sport, which is absolutely amazing. Nothing but love for that, because we need more people like you in this sport, bringing the upper generations of kids and getting them into it, because without people like you and doing this and everybody, we have no future in our sport, So
Yeah.
it's absolutely proper mega, my man. Dude, that's awesome. Let me ask you this. What's the last thing you Googled?
Hang on, I'll tell you. Bike geometry setup software.
Man, I love it.
Bike software.
I'm going to ask you 2 more questions, and then we'll give all the shout outs, but I just need you to stay on with me so we go ahead and schedule our next one. So the first question I want to ask you, are you a beer, wine, bourbon drinker?
I don't drink at all, mate.
Love it. Congratulations.
I never don't drink at all. So I couldn't tell you. I'm more of a, if I do have a social drink, I'm probably like a spirit kind of guy. I like a drop of vodka now and then, to be fair.
I got you. Yeah, I used to be a big drinker. It's something that I heavily cut back on, It's not good for you for sure.
We've obviously doing the bodybuilding stuff and competing for so long at a younger age. I've never done that thing. So
I love it. So actually, I do got 2 more questions. So the list is long on this one, okay? And everybody's got their own views and opinions. But since you're a TT nut and I'm freaking a TT nut, in your personal opinion, who had the greatest TT ever come back? Now I'm gonna give you a list of names, and you choose one from the names I'm gonna give you. Okay. In your opinion, was it Connor Cummins or Robert Dunlop?
Can I give you a different name?
Yeah.
Ian
Dude, Ian. Yeah, Ian's on my list. 110%. Yeah.
Ian Hutchinson this year. Just what he went through with the injury, the stroke, and everything like that, to come back and do what he's done. That's my comeback story. Yeah.
Him, I think him, and also, dude, Mike Hellwood, right? Because Mike Hellwood didn't even freaking race a TT for 10 or 11 years and come back and won, right? And it's not like going to Cadwell Park after 10 or 11 years. All the braking markers are still the same. The entries are still the same, right? Well, with the tire development, so it's going to be a little different. With the TT, it's different. It is the same.
That you got to think that course constantly evolves year on year.
Right. So the mailbox that you normally broke at, or the hedges or whatever, they're not there no more, right? So it's,
you don't know whether you're going down Ballycray and a potholes, a manhole covers just move that slight bit. You know what I mean? Like when I speak to John McGuinness, because I see him quite often, like he could tell you that course with his eyes closed, every intricate detail of every centimetre over each part of that road for all that circuit. Where he says he might go around it and all of a sudden something's changed, and it might be the minutest change, but it makes it feel all completely different. So the adaptability of them TT lads, especially the TT, is unreal. Absolutely unreal.
And people often use the terminology alien as far as Valentino Rossi and Marc Marquez and Stoner, which, yes, they are to a degree, but the real aliens of the sport is all the men and women that do the TT. It's just,
yeah. I think you've got the aliens of the sport, which are your goats, your Valentinos, your Marquezes, everyone like that. But then you've got the legends of the sport, which are the TT legends.
Agreed. 110%, right? It's
every year on year have put their life at more risk, let's say, because every time you go out there, you're putting something on the line.
100%.
But at an average speed, 132 mile an hour.
Bro.
That's crazy. That's a different level. So I call them legends the legends with the screw loose. They're just a different breed. A different breed.
You know, and we watch the TT onboard videos, and I'm like, what the fuck is even going on? Because it's like, like
it's like the Millennium Falcon who's just gone into warp drive. Everything's just boom.
And you're like,
again, the aliens of the sport, like the Marquezes and the Rosses, and even the Pecco Bagnaiyas and stuff like that, how they recover the bikes. And let's say the newest one, Top Rack, he's got to be in there.
oh, 100%.
Me, with Top Rack, it's not how he rides a bike and how he breaks a bike, it's how he adapts to situations on the bike. There's been many races this year where all of a sudden Top Rack's dropped 8/10 out of nowhere, and everyone goes, Top Rack's lost his tyre. In the next lap, he's right on the back of someone again because he adapts like that. It's unreal. So I think when he goes to MotoGP, that amount of adaptability he's got, he's going to be a force to be reckoned with, I think.
I think so too. You know, it's funny you say that because every so often we have that rider that comes by and pushes the envelope, like Rossi, like Marquez. Toprak is absolutely one of those guys that come by. He's got that natural ability to where he can just adapt to any situation and take it on in real time and make those changes, whatever it is, here and still be as fast, that's what separates him from everybody.
Obviously, Worlds have just been at Donington recently, and I was lucky enough to be in the pit lane on the BMW box, and Top Rack was stood there. So I chatted to him for 5 minutes, and it's just amazing to talk to him. It was the most humble human being you'll ever meet in your life.
Funny, I got a good mate of mine over here, Nate Kern. Big shout out to Nate Kern. That's friends with Top Rack. So he's a big BMW ambassador. He races for him. So he does a lot of stuff behind the scenes with BMW. And he was showing me some videos where he taught Top Rack how to, damn, dude. And like the American slang, dude, it's hilarious. I love it. But yeah, he says the same thing. He's like, Top Rack's one of those guys where he's one of the most humble person you ever met in your life. Smiling, talk to you. It's just, yeah, he soaks everything in. And I think you're right on that. I think people think that he's going to come to GP and not do good. I think it's going to be a transition period, obviously, because it's not a sports bike chassis. It's a super stiff chassis. But I think his level of talent,
prototype bikes, it's going to be an adjustment period. But again, I think with his skill of adapting to bike setups and how bikes react, I think it won't be long until we see him fighting and doing well.
It's not going to be an issue at all, 100%. So, all right. Look, last question, mate. Money is no object for you. You can have any team in BSB, okay? Any manufacturer of motorcycles. What's the manufacturer of motorcycle you would have? And who are the two current riders currently racing that you would put on your bikes?
Oh, God. Well, I've got to stay true to what I've got. So we'll be on the Fireblades. Got to be the Fireblades. And the two I'd have, just in BSB, got to be BSB riders.
Anybody
in the world.
Anybody.
Pedro Costa, number one. And I love Brad Ray on the bike. I think he'd do. I'm a massive Brad Ray fan.
Me too. So
watching Brad Ray in person is next level, and then just seeing what Pedro Acosta can do is just, again, watching it's unreal. And when I went to see him at Silverstone, just watching him around there was unreal. So, yeah, I'd have a rider from the MotoGP paddock, Pedro Acosta, and then I've had a homeboy in Brad Ray.
Love it. I love it. Well, mate, this has been a lot of fun. We're an hour and 20 into this. It's dude, listen, everybody's got their own beautiful journey into race, right? And everybody that I sit down with the bike has chose them, right? We don't choose the motorcycle, and there's many paths to take. And you, my friend, and what you've accomplished in that short period of time, and your visions and goals, where you want to go, dude, bravo. I wish you nothing but the best, mate. 110%. I'm an absolute fan, cheering you on 100% of the way, right? Can't wait to have you back on for part 2. But before I let you end the podcast and give all your shout outs and all that, I got to give my shout outs. First thing I'd like to say is thank you so much for everybody that watches this podcast. It's that like and subscribe. I love each and every single one of you guys and girls, because if it wasn't for Matt and everybody listening to this, I would not be able to do this. It's not about me, it's about you, right? So thank you so much. Big shout out to Next Level Financial, TST Industries, Chef Eats. People ask me where I get my soft shell jacket and beanie hats. Boom, theclothingkings.co.uk. You go to the partnership page, scroll down, bam, there it is. Pin the Gas Podcast. You can get all your merch there in the UK. Big shout out to SFL Mini GP, RD Racing, and my mate Jake Marsh, Vet2 Track, Flying Eyes Optics, 64 Degree Racing, VenomSport.com, Road Racing World, BTR, KYT Helmets, K-Tech Suspension, Ghetto Customs, Drip and Wet, REB, and GRG Graphics and Designs, Woodcraft, Mark 10 Motorsports, Free Hugs Racing, Nicole Pollage Photography, Stick Boy, Adrenaline Engineering, Pit Lane Moto, TBX, USA Experience.org, CW Moto, Truth Be Told Apparel, Remix Racing Project, Komani, and AGV Sports Group. And on that note, last but not least, before I hand the mic to Matt so he can do his mic drop, listen, people, if you're going to buy something, buy it from the industry. Whether it's bike parts, riding gear, whatever it is, please do not order this shit off of Amazon and Temu and all this other shit. We really need you to buy it from the industry. Keep it in the sport. Buy it from your friends and family that do this in the sport. It's very important that we do that. And before, one more thing, big shout out to all the corner marshal workers. Okay, if we didn't have the corner marshal workers, Matt's not showing up. We're not showing up to watch the races. So all you corner marshal workers, all the men and women that show up, that volunteer, week in, week out, man, I love every single one of you. You keep doing what you're doing and shining. We all love and support you. So on that note, Matt, the floor is all yours. Tell everybody where they can find you on social media, the next race you're going to be at, and everything else in between.
Oh, thank you. So, we're next Alton Park next weekend racing with the No Limits Championship. So looking forward to that. But to say thank you, I want to say thank you to Park It Motorsports, who developed my bike, maintained my bike and everything like that. Ash, Chris and Tony there do a fantastic job. Another good sponsor of mine is an app called Moto Guru. Ash and Lawrence, who run that. Moto Guru is a fantastic app where you can record all your data for your bike. It's all in one place on your phone. You can look at it, make sure everything's set up how you want it to be. And lastly, big shout out to my mum, who's helped me so much with my racing. It's been unreal. Without her, none of this would be possible. She's with me every single race, every test day, everywhere, bless her. And lastly, a shout out to my partner for putting up with me through it all.
I need to start doing that. Big shout out to my wife for putting up with this guy right here all the time too, as well. Yeah.
Big thank you to yourself, Chris, for having me on. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Hey, absolute honors on mine. Just stay on with me for 1 second because we're going to go ahead and get part 2 in the books. And yeah, man, listen, this has been a lot of fun. People, if you missed this, because I know it's early in the morning here in the United States, it's afternoon out there in the UK, but this episode will be out everywhere, Spotify, all that good stuff tomorrow. If you ended up not catching it, you can go right to my YouTube channel and rewatch it and my Facebook page. And again, on that note, listen, MotoGP is happening. The sprint race today. The real race is Sunday. I forgot. It's Friday. Actually, it is Friday. The sprint race is tomorrow. What am I thinking?
Yeah.
And then right. And then next weekend, if you're out there, Cadwell Park, my favorite track in the whole entire world. If you're out there, listen, enjoy it, have fun. Wish I was there. I'll see you guys next time. So yeah, on that note, we are out of here. All right, just give me 1 second, Matt. Me and this.
Calling all two-wheel enthusiasts, get ready to rev up your earbuds with Pin the Gas Podcast, the ultimate motorcycle racing podcast, hosted by Chris Simcoe, one of our very own excellent leaders here in Roanoke, Virginia. With expert analysis, behind-the-scenes stories, and exclusive writer interviews, Pin the Gas Podcast delivers the adrenaline rush of the racetrack straight to your ears. Whether you're a diehard fan or a curious newcomer, you'll gain insights that will transform how you watch and understand motorcycle racing. On your favorite podcast app, join Simcoe as he takes you on a high-speed journey through the world of motorcycle racing. Pin the Gas Podcast.
All right.